Hello, everyone. Happy Easter. This is April G. Reviews of IntoTheNightRadio and TV. Again, happy Easter. I hope you guys are having a great weekend. And guess what? Good news. Tacky Tony isn't here. Get a break from him. Hello, thank you. Oh, I love him, but shh, don't tell anybody. I needed a girls' day out. And guess what? I am hanging and chilling with actor, musician, my new friend, Jordan Lawson. And let me tell you, Jordan and I hooked up on Facebook. Well, not hooked up, but we connected, as they say, on Facebook. And I was doing the 10 Days in a Madhouse by director Timothy Hines. And in 3 hours' notice, he met me there on my birthday. Hello, 39 plus 10. And I just fell in love with him, but not in that way. As an interviewer, as a friend, he's passionate, he's gentle, he's caring, he loves what he does, and let me tell you, he's good at what he does. He has got a great career in music. He's got upcoming movies. He's got projects galore. I am excited. We're going to be working together. This week we've got an exclusive, up close and personal interview like you've never seen before. As you all know, I've been doing on-location interviews, and I love it because I get to go all different avenues. And Jordan and I are going to walk through Hollywood and see where the day brings us. But shh, I'm not going to tell you all about it. Anyway, happy Easter. And please check out the 10 Days in a Madhouse interview with Carolyn Berry. Hello, Alexander Callis on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter. And check out the pictures of Hello, Hunka Hunka, Jordan Lawson. And we had some pre-interviews. And check us out. There's a lot exciting happening. But anyway, I would like to welcome my friend, actor Jordan Lawson. Happy Easter, Jordan.
Happy Easter.
Welcome. And thank you for letting me hang with you today. So, tell me, what did you think about the 10 Days in a Madhouse? I enjoyed it.
Well, I accept you invited me, and I always love to see, new films. And you didn't really tell me what it was about, which I liked, because I went there and I had no idea what to expect, which I liked that. That made me excited. So I sat down and started watching it, and as time went by, right around 10 or 15 minutes into the movie, I realized that the cast of that movie and the crew and everyone that was involved in the making of that film really put a lot of effort and as you say, passion into what they were doing, and to me, when I was watching it, it affected me, on a personal level, because I can relate to those actors and those industry professionals, and I think that it was a wonderful film, and I really enjoyed it.
And the reason I am going with that question, you're probably wondering, like, why am I sitting here and you're talking about your last project, is because passion. Mm-hmm. I love doing what I do. I love and thank you that I'm here with you. Mm-hmm. And we've been going different social media avenues and trying to get on Periscope, which we're going to do in a little bit. But that's what I loved about you, is your passion and dedication for the craft, because it's a wonderful thing to have other people that understand that heart, soul, mm-hmm. mind, body, and thing.
Well, all you can do is, and I've said this to a lot of actor friends of mine, and they've said it to me so many times in the past, and I'm sure I'll hear that again, and I'm sure a lot of other people will hear that from me in the future. But what I'm saying is that all you can really do not just as an actor, but as an artist in general, an artist that has a passion mm-hmm. like that, something that you enjoy and that you love doing. All you can do is go in there and give your best performance, whatever and however you do it, and then you walk out and you really don't have a lot of control over whether someone likes it or they don't like it. But of course, that is the goal. You want people to like your work and appreciate your work. But me personally, the only reason I do what I do is for that reason, because I like to entertain people, and I'm also I've always been hopeful and always will be that no matter what I put out there in regards to music or acting, it will be able to affect as many people as possible in the most positive way possible. So.
Well, that is a good in-depth answer. In regards to acting, is that what you feel your destiny is?
I've been watching movies. I mean, I've probably learned more about life watching movies than living life. Honestly, that's how deep into film I go. I mean, I was watching films, as a child, and even before I ever thought of becoming an actor. But it always, for some reason, it was a big interest for me, and I was always curious as to, like, I would ask myself, like, how do they do that, or like, how do they express themselves so well, and it's so real, and
Right.
and it like it was very interesting to me. So I started to do my research on, even like when I was 12 years old, I would do my research on a lot of the actors that I loved back then and still do. Most of them were before my time.
Mm-hmm. As we have in common, I love
most
older
of the actors that I saw as a child, that I watched, that I learned from, that actually influenced me to become an
Right.
actor in the first place are no longer around. Like 30s and 40s and 50s film noir. And
I've always said I was born in the wrong time. I love
Mm-hmm.
all movies, but I feel that there is a time that they didn't have all the, technology, and I just thought there was just acting, and I mean, that's wonderful.
there are so many wonderful actors now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that, but yeah, it has changed in regards to.
There's so many. It's not that there are still and are, including yourself, especially yourself.
There will
They're
always,
wonderful actors.
There will always
but,
be wonderful actors,
right?
But there's
The
just
time was different.
But
where
yes, there's just something
there was
about
not as many props and all of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it goes deeper than that.
Yeah.
Like if I were to watch a film that something like from like the early 50s or
Mm-hmm.
something like that, I there's just something about that
Era
to me
simplicity,
that really like I said, it influenced me to.
Yeah.
It was a huge part.
Yeah.
It played a huge role, I should say, in why I am where I am right now, why I'm even talking to you right now.
Right. And I think I know what you're meaning. Some people, I think they watch TV, but as a child, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not saying I didn't have an unhappy childhood, but as we discussed, we were talking earlier, I've always been, in some ways, I wish I could be the 9-to-5er, but I've always been creative, always fantasized I was one of the Brady Bunch or something. TV, and I told you about my grandmother. I loved her. She influenced me. She couldn't go a lot of places, and that she would talk about Doug and Julie on Days of Our Lives like they lived across the street.
Mm-hmm.
So, in some ways, and it's a good thing, I think, TV and music for people that are ill or can't get out. A lot of TV becomes their life in a way, if that makes any sense.
It does.
And I always knew, I just wanted to be a part, and this is what my part is, of this world. And they're wonderful creative people, and I think sometimes movies bring, or programs bring, much more to people than what they realize. Not just entertainment. Some people, like I told Susan and Bill Hayes, they gave my grandmother a life, because that soap opera, this might sound weird to some people, but that gave her life. That's what kept her from probably going bananas. I mean, watching her soap operas every day, her music, Bing Crosby, the old movies, gave my grandmother joy, because she couldn't go out.
Well, I can relate
Does that
to
make
your.
sense?
I can absolutely. I can relate to your grandmother on every level.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly what my experience has been with film and television, and
Yeah.
like I said, as a child, I mean, it
gives
did
a lot more than people realize.
Yeah,
to different people.
It was such an influence. It was a positive influence for me, but it was such a strong influence, it's like I said, it played a huge part in the development of me growing up, and when I finally did realize, what I wanted to do, I can only, I guess I could say it was very surreal for me because those were like my heroes. Those were the people that I looked up to, watching in those films, and I wanted to be like those people, and I wanted to be able to affect. I wanted to be able to affect people the way that they affected people, the way they affected me, and they did it through their acting, their work, and they did it, and like I said before,
I understand it means something different to everybody. A lot of people look like just movie, it's entertainment, of course, it's comedy to make you laugh, but I thank actors and people with talent because for me and for my grandmother, who I love more than anything in the world, what you guys do, what you did for me, is more than just entertainment, which is great, but it gives so much. It can make you happy when you're really sad. Mm-hmm. It can make you go to a place. I've had many people tell me, my friends who maybe were recovering addicts, it got them through their withdrawals. It got people through a bad divorce. Music, the entertainment, creativeness is such, it's like if you're listening to music, it can make you excited, it can make you mellow, it can make you focus, it can make you exercise. That's how I look at entertainment. Something for everyone that they need. And I think as actors, like I told people on Days of Our Life, they don't realize what they did for my grandma. It just wasn't a soap opera. They gave my grandma a smile. They gave her something to think about because her own life, she wasn't able to do a lot of things. Something, they gave her a life. Something that, what my grandma, watching with her, is what directed me to do what I'm doing right now. She would, before the DVR days, before the VCR days, Grandma would come home and tell me what happened on Days of Our Lives. Like I said, like she's talking about people down the block. And I realized that what that did for her made me want to be a part of it. And I think that's passion. And also, I love to talk, as you know. But you're like, shut up.
No.
But that's what I love about you, is because it's not, sure, everybody likes money and hello Hollywood, but I'm so grateful to actors and performers and creativeness because they don't realize what they do. It's not just the 2 hours of the movies. Some people that aren't capable of going out and doing for themselves, they bring life right there. As a reviewer and a fan, I always write a review saying, if really something gets to my heart, they reached through the screen and you believe. And I got that from my grandmother because those people reached through the screen and came into her home. And the house of Salem was right in my grandma's house. So some people really get right in there. And that's when you know it's good acting. And that's what I love about the passion of doing what you love. Now, let's switch gears.
Sure.
Are we ready for our interview this week?
I think so.
Yeah.
As ready as I'm going to be.
I'm getting you on air. Are you going to try and show me where the Brady Bunch house is?
I know where it is. I'd be happy to show you where it is.
Yeah, and as I told Jordan before, I was 4 years old, going to get a screen test. When you tell a 4-year-old, they think they're going to hang out with the Brady Bunch. So we'll get more into that later, but I'm really excited. And I love your perspective. I gave you 3 hours notice, and I think you knew more about the movie than I did. You are very dedicated and passionate about, it seems to me like whatever you do. Is that just about for acting, or are you very detailed and research everything, or give me a little tidbit on that?
As an actor, I mean, I take it very seriously. I do. I take every job that I have in that department, and I treat it as if it were my last. And I always give 100%, always.
Right.
And
or what's the point? I mean, if you don't get anything
in my mind, anything less than that is just. I have to. There's something in me that that brought me to this point in my life as an actor. People have asked me, why did you want to become an actor? What about it? Give me some more details on that. And I could sort of answer that question, but in a way, I never really could answer it fully 100% because I don't know the answer. There's just something ever since from the youngest point in my life that I can remember, there was always something going on inside me that gave me a tremendous and sometimes overwhelming urge to express myself. And I mean, I always wanted to express myself in a good way, and I wanted to affect people in a good way.
Right.
But like I said, even before I knew that I wanted to be an actor, that drive and that motivation to express myself has always been there.
Right.
And I just happened to realize earlier on in my life that I wanted to be an actor.
Right.
And that's why I've been doing it for so long.
Right. How long have you been doing it?
I've been doing it for over half my life.
Well, that's
half my life.
That's a good thing. And getting to do what you love is already a success. Now, I'm going to go back because I had a point. Do you research? If you're going to buy a car, would you research? I have a feeling you're a researcher. Are you a researcher for everything or just for acting?
I am a researcher. I like to know about, what I'm getting myself into. I like to know about what I'm watching. I like to know about the actors that I'm seeing. Like, for example, 10 Days in the Madhouse.
Right.
You saw me there when
Yes.
I was watching the film. I was
That's
watching
what I
it,
loved
but I
about
was doing
you.
my research at the same
Yes.
time.
We're watching the movie.
Yeah.
Tacky Tony had to go make some arrangements and then come back, but you already heard about that. We're at the movie, and he's just like me, sitting there very detailed, wanting to know. I think you probably at the time, sorry, girls, but that's what I love about the craft. You were researching and you knew the information, and that is wonderful to do what you have to do and to be the best, or at least want to try to be the best. Is be informed and knowledgeable, and that's what I love about you.
Well, I did my research on the film that you invited me to see because I always like to. I also like to learn from other people, and not just actors, but just new experiences.
Right.
A new film that I see, or someone new that I meet, or whether or not I work with him or not makes no difference. The point is that I always try and take something positive from every experience in my life, and I do, and it helps me as an actor, and it helps me as a person too, because it goes along with what I've said so many times in the past. If you put out positivity as much as possible, then that's what you're going to get back.
That's right.
If you put out negativity, you're going to get negative back. And I'm not going to lie, there have been times in my life where I was not in that right state of mind, in that positive state of mind, And because of that, I attracted, what I was putting out in the world. And I attracted that back to me.
I believe in that, in life and anything.
Yeah.
You give what you get, what comes around goes around. I believe in that.
And as time went by, I sort of, and I'm still learning. It's a process like everything. But as time went by, I started to develop or train my mind to not think in any sort of negative way as much as possible. I mean, I try to, whether it's a good experience or a bad experience, I always try and look at it in a way to where I can say, well, I could take something positive from any experience, doesn't matter what it is, good or bad, and use it to my advantage, not just in my career, as I said before, but in my life and as a person. And that, I think, and I truly believe that will ultimately lead me, hopefully in the right direction. And
I think so
not
too.
just the right direction, the direction that I've been going for such a long time. But
are you pleased with the current direction you're going in?
Pleased?
Yeah. Are you content? Are you happy with where you're going?
I'm not content. You mean satisfied?
Okay. With your career, right now.
Yes.
Are you proud of yourself?
Yes and no.
I think you should be.
Yes and no.
what I've noticed, what I've loved, and
not in regards to what I've worked on. I loved everything that I've worked on, but it's in regards to me personally, like as an actor. I mean,
you should be very proud because I think Jordan Lawrence is going to the sky. You are a remarkable young man.
Thank
you. What I love about you is you're so humble and you have an amazing career. But what I like about you is you're real and you're an amazing person. And Jordan's been very patient while we've been working with Periscope and all that stuff. But I always say, having talent is an amazing thing. Getting the talent out there is another thing. And that's why I love my talent is this will get heard. This is an amazing young man. And I'm going to
we're going to talk about the talent.
We're going to talk about everything
tomorrow,
and anything.
But we're also going to talk about a lot of the things that have that have everything to do with this industry, but also have nothing to do with the talent as well.
We're going to talk about it a lot.
We're going to talk about it all,
and we're going to talk and talk and talk.
We're going to go really, really deep, and not just with acting and the industry, what it was and what it is now. We're
going to be doing a lot of interviews together because I like talking with you. Yeah. We're going to go. You promised.
We're going to talk about a lot
anything
of stuff.
And everything.
Yeah.
Then do shopping.
We're going to just talk about life.
That's right. Yeah. And we're going to have a lot of fun too, not just serious stuff. We're going to hang in Hollywood, and I believe we're going to stop wherever we feel like stopping.
Yeah,
do whatever we want.
We'll start on Hollywood and Wilcox Avenue.
That's right.
And then we will just.
We don't know where we're going to end up.
On the boulevard.
And that's right. Work in the boulevard.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I mean. But
I'm sure we'll meet a lot of interesting characters.
Oh, yes, we were. And who knows? You might be there and we might stop and talk to you. And hopefully, if we're lucky, you'll talk back. Well, I want to round this up because I could sit here and talk all day, but then this is just a preview of Into the Night Radio and TV coming this week.
Well, I look forward to it.
Well, why wouldn't you? You're a star already. You're a star even before you were a star, because you know what? You have that drive and that passion. And you're such a humble person.
I didn't star. I mean, you say that. It's like
I don't mean a star.
I will say this before we wrap up. I didn't become an actor to win an Oscar.
That's not the kind of star I was talking about.
I didn't become an actor to be famous. I didn't become an actor to be a movie star. The only reason I became an actor is because I love it. It makes me happy.
That's right.
And being on set with other talented people like that.
But I think really I got you off guard.
There's no feeling quite like it for me, you know.
See, remember what we talked about, Mr. Homework? I'm teasing you, and you're looking at me like, what? See, I'm different and unique. Stars, yes, you can find them as Oscars, Academies, Emmys, but getting to do what you love to do, you're already a star. And whether it's a performance in high school or playing a guitar on the street, getting to creatively perform, interview, entertain, you already are a star. And it's
a never-ending thing. There's no final destination.
That's right.
For at least me personally as an actor, there's no making it. It doesn't exist. It's like it's
doing what you love to do. Yeah. No matter what, whether it's a $1 billion project or a show on the street,
it doesn't
performing
matter.
is the gift of doing what you love to do is the gift. That's what I meant. You're already a star. People used to ask me, I love every interview that I do. Whether 50 people or 5,000, if you make one person smile or you make one person laugh or entertain or inform.
Exactly.
That's what I mean. You're already a star.
If I can influence someone's life or touch them in a positive way, whether it's one person or 1 billion people, then it still makes me. I'm proud of that.
Right, you should be.
Proud of that.
And I love Jordan. And I'm going to be a good influence on you because you know what? I'm going to teach you how to, it's okay to be proud of yourself. He's the most modest person. There's nothing.
I'm my worst critic.
And you know what? So am I. But
that's a good thing. And we'll like I said, we're going to dive into all that tomorrow. Right. But, I'll go into more detail in regards to that as well.
And we're going to have some fun and chillax and hang out.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think we got to wrap this up. It's April G Reviews from Internet Radio and TV. Sorry, Tony. Have fun with your friends. I'm with Hunka Hunka, Jordan Lawson. Girls, check it out. And gentlemen, check out his Facebook page. Check out all the stuff we've done so far and will do on Facebook, Google, Twitter, YouTube. Happy Easter, everyone. Happy Easter, Jordan.
Thank you. Happy Easter, April.
And thank you for joining us. We'll see you into the night.
See you soon.
All right. That will continue on. No.